Hi, my name is Miss Teresa. I'm with the Box Springs Library and welcome back to our Make It Monday. Today we're going to learn how to make this very cute, festive Halloween wreath. Well, actually it's a witch's hat. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so to make our witch's hat wreath, of course you're going to need the witch's hat frame. You can get this at your local dollar store. Whenever you do, make sure you get extra because we're going to show you at the end how you can convert this to other holidays as well. Okay, so let me move that. I have a pair of witch's legs. They had them in different colors. They had orange, purple, green. I got the orange. You are going to need some pipe cleaners. You're going to need at least 16, and you're going to cut them in half like this, and then so that'll give you 32 at least. You can make more, depends on how much material you buy, but at least 32. Okay, and then ouch, you're going to need some flowers. You don't have to. I just like the look of the flowers, so I have some dark hydrangeas and some purple roses. Let me move that out of the way for right now. You're going to need several ribbons, any color ribbon you want. For the witch's hat, I used the Day of the Dead ribbon, and I used a Halloween ribbon. You can use fall colors. You can use whatever you want. You're going to need at least 2 of these, but if you want to make more and make it really full, I would get probably about 4. So just keep that in mind. You're going to need this mesh, any colors that you want. I used black, purple, orange, and I used a multicolor, which is like this. This is more fall. My multicolor had black, orange, and gold in it. See if I can show you a sample so you can see the Halloween colors. There's all different kinds of styles and colors out there, so just get whatever one you want. Whenever you get them, I would get 2 of whatever colors that you were using. So if you're using black, I would get 2 black, 2 orange, 2 purple, 2 multicolor, whatever colors you are using. Okay, and then you're going to, if you want, you can use the tool. The orange one. You're going to need that for your little twists and turns, but whenever you are doing that, so you can get whatever colors. There's all kinds of colors and styles. Keep that in mind. I have some mesh tubing. This one is still in the bag. It's orange. The one I used for my witch's hat was actually gold and purple. There's all kinds of colors out there. You will need at least 1 mesh per color. So the more colors you add, the more mesh you're going to need. All this is very cheap. It's at your local dollar store. So just keep that in mind. So the fuller you want your wreath, the more ribbon you need to buy. But I spent 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I spent probably about maybe $15 on my wreath, so just keep that in mind. Okay, you're going to need a pair of scissors and a ruler, and of course you're going to need your trusty glue gun, and as well as your glue sticks. And then also you're going to need some, if you want, you can add some glitter ribbon to it. Just keep that in mind, that I think you're going to need 2 of these to complete your job, and it can be any color you want. Now I have some black of the mesh. It is the mesh right here is see-through. It's very thin. I have this one. It has the spider web design. It's black and silver. I like that for the base of the top of my hat, which is going to be this part. But if you just try to cover it in this, it's going to be very transparent. So that is where this comes in. It is a creepy cloth. It is in the Halloween section. So basically it's just the mesh, and it's all black, and it gives that good base to it. If you can't find this, you can use a black trash bag or anything like that that's solid, that's gonna, whenever you put this over it, you're gonna really be able to see that sparkle, okay? So let's move some stuff out of the way, and then we're going to start building our hat. Let me move that out of the way. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show you how to make your little tool bundles, okay? So we have a half of pipe cleaner and your mesh. So I cut mine, they are 6 inches. The best way I did it was to keep wrapping the ribbon around the ruler, because it's 12 inches, cut it at both ends and then cut it in half. That gave me my 6 inches. I have seen videos where they did 10 inches, but if you do 10 inches, you're going to need more ribbon, so just keep that in mind. Whenever I did this, the 6 inches worked perfect. It wasn't protruding too far away from the hat, and it wasn't in my way of getting in and out the door, okay? So you start with one color, and you just crumble it up in the middle and gather it up, and then you start with your next color, and you just hold it. You can pinch it, you can use a clothespin, whatever you like. I just use my fingers and pinch it along. Now I'm gathering that, pinching that, and then gathering the orange. And then the multicolor. So I'm just holding this with my fingers. And then I have the ribbon here. And we're just going to add that to the top. And then I have my tube and my purple tube, and then my ribbon. So that is my tool bundle. So then I take my pipe cleaner, and I'm just going to wrap it around and twist it in the back. I give it a good 5 twists or so, and then you just fluff out your ribbons, and then I bend them inward, because whenever we're going to attach them, they're going to need to be bent inward, and this looks like that. Okay, so I went ahead and did some of these ahead of time that way you can speed the process along. So whenever we get there, we're going to have them already pre-made, but that's how you make them. And make these ahead of time. Just make a whole bunch, as much ribbon as you have. Make these ahead of time and then put them to the side, so whenever you come back to actually attaching them, you already have them made and you're not trying to make them as you go. Okay, so let's move this here, and we're going to take our hat and the black. Okay, so we're just going to unfold this, and you want to unfold it just enough to cover this peak of the hat. And with this, it sometimes takes a little trick to find where the middle is. There it is. All right. So we're going to actually take the hat. Let me take this. Cheesecloth, that's what that was called. I could not think of that to save my life. All right, so we're going to take this, and we're going to take our hot glue gun, and we're going to glue this wrapped over this side and wrapped over this side. And then your top, you can either leave it like this to have a little arch to it. I'm actually going to fold mine back down And then so that way I keep that perfect little peak. Okay, so if you excuse me, we're going to get the hot glue gun. And I put the glue on the actual frame first. And then you're just going to fold it over. You want to make it as tight as possible. Please be careful with the hot glue gun, not to burn yourself. And don't worry about it too much, because whenever we start wrapping, this loose end will be wrapped with this, so you don't really have to worry about it too much, okay? So now we're going to do the other side. Oop, I need some more glue. Now this is a super easy, cute, family-friendly decoration you can put on your door for Halloween. Nothing scary. And you can have your kids help you with cutting the different tool, so that way you have that ready. And we're going to flip it over and add some glue on this side to glue this part down. And you actually don't need a lot of glue, but you will need some. And we're going to turn it back. And this little bundle, you can either snip it off or you can just glue it down. I'm just going to glue mine down. Alright. Now, whenever you get ready to hang it, depends on your door. There is a bar in here in the middle. You can just connect that to your door hanger. That way it doesn't pull on the actual material, okay? So and then this part down here, we're actually need it on the inside, because when we're attaching our tool bundles, we're actually going to need this bar down here. Oh, I'm stuck to the table. Hang on. Okay. So this bar down here, you're going to need to be able to attach your tool bundles. So this right here, we're just going to give it a little glue right here, so that way it doesn't interfere with our framework. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to open these up. Now I bought two just on a precaution. I think one will probably do it, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough to cover the whole thing. And there's nothing wrong with lots of sparkle. So let me find the beginning. There it is. And you can see those spider web patterns. The back side is not as pronounced as the front side, so you can pick out whatever side you want. But I love the spider design for the witch. So, and what we're going to do, we're going to take this and we're going to start. You can start at the top or you can start at the bottom. It's however you want to do it. And we're just going to put some glue down. And whenever you're attaching this, again, please be careful not to burn yourself, because this tool is very, very, very thin. So I'm just going to take another glue stick and kind of move it along and make sure that I'm good and stuck. Okay. All right. So now it's just a matter of wrapping this around. And your workstation will be covered in glitter, just FYI, if you're using one that with glitter. Now they did have some that was just solid black. You can use that, but I like some sparkle. Now we've actually got to the top. We still have more tools, so we're going to rewrap it, okay? Okay, so that's what it looks like. If that's not enough tool for you, if you think it needs some more, use the other one. If you don't worry about it. So we're going to take this and we're going to actually glue this piece back here, and actually I'm going to cut it. Now I'm going to put the glue down, pulling it nice and tight, and glue it down here, okay? Now remember what I was talking about, that bar? So that bar is right here now. So if you want, you could make a little cut there, so that way you can hang your bar, or you can make a little cut and put a little pipe cleaner there, which is what we're going to do. That way you have that hook to hook it onto your door hanger or your command strip or whatever you use on your front door, okay? So again, whenever you're gluing this down, please be careful. You don't want to burn yourself. Something like a ruler or the other glue stick or something like that really works well. Just give it a little press. It doesn't take much. So, all right. Let me put another glue stick in. All right. So that bar I was telling you about, we're going to make a little snip. And there's actually one up here that I think I'm going to use better. And please be careful whenever you're doing this. I should have done it ahead of time, but I wasn't thinking. Keep your fingers out of the way. And just gonna work that through. And then take your pipe cleaner, and now you're gonna work it through that hole that you just made. Now if you have a command hook that you can just glue to the back of this, that would be ideal. In fact, that may be what I have to do because I just cannot get this through that hole. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I went and got one of these. We're just going to glue this to the back, so that way we have a hanger whenever we get ready to hang it on the door. So we're just going to put a little glue on here and just put it right there. Now again, if I thought ahead of time, I would have told you to wrap that pole or that rod with the pipe cleaner first, and as you're wrapping it, you just make adjustments around it. But again, I forgot to tell you and didn't think ahead of time. So that will work to hold it, okay? So we're going to flip it back on this side. So this is our front side. This is what the people see. And so we're going to take our little tool bundles and we're going to start wrapping and connecting them down at the bottom. All right. So if you give me a minute, I'm going to gather my tool bundles and we'll go over that process. Okay, guys. So my little bundles of tool we have 17 bundles with the Day of the Dead, and we have 17 bundles with just the Halloween. So that makes 34 bundles, okay? So before we start this, we need to go ahead and do the witch's legs. Sorry, my bundles are attached to my witch's legs. So I've seen videos where they actually stuff the legs with cotton or batting. I'm not going to stuff mine because I just think it looks better flat, but that's totally up to you. We're going to actually cut these off. They come on a little ring, but that ring gets in the way and we don't need that ring, okay? Alrighty. Also, that ring, if you cut it off, would be good for you to attach to the back for your hook for your handle, okay? And we're going to move the hat this way, so that way I can show you how to attach this. And we're going to take this and we're going to just loop it through this part right here, and we're going to put some glue on the back. The same thing with the other leg, and make sure your feet point outward. You don't want your feet to be pointed the wrong way, okay? So nobody's gonna see this, so don't worry about that, but we do want it this way, so that way you can get the most out of your legs, okay? So we're gonna put just a little bit of glue down, and we're just gonna fold it over. And then since we cut it, we're gonna go ahead and glue the inside too, and that keeps it from fraying, okay? Because we definitely don't want it to fray and mess up our design. And we're going to repeat the same process to the other foot, or other leg, sorry. Alright, you give that a chance to cool, and then once that is cooled, then you can go in and finish this up. Okay. Alright, so let's flip this over. Okay, so I have the first bundle, and what I'm going to do is, for these first bundles, you're going to do differently than every other bundle, just because we don't want them to move. So we're going to go through this middle part here, and we're going to wrap one of the pipe cleaners around this side, one around this side, and then wrap it around the actual tool itself. All right, so we go once around, back up, once around, back up, and then just wrap it around your tool bundle. And this creates your anchor. And then we're going to repeat the same process on the other side. We take it through, around once, and then we wrap it around the tool bundle. Okay, so those are your anchors, so that way they don't slide. See, they're not moving. And then from there we're going to fill in with alternate tool bundles, and we're going to be alternating on the legs on this bar. You see the two bars, so if we put one on bottom, the next one will be on top, and vice versa. So we're going to do that, and you'll see me skip ahead with that, okay? Okay, so I forgot to tell you, whenever you're doing this, so we're putting it on just this bottom bar, and we're just going to wrap it around as much as we can, and just continue to wrap. This, it doesn't matter if it moves. It can move, that's fine. You just didn't want your anchor to move, okay? So we'll fill in the rest. So we took 2 bundles and we put them off to the side because we're going to use those for the top. So it was one of the Day of the Dead and one of the Halloween. So that left 16 bundles. If you divide 16 in half, that's 8 bundles. So whenever you're doing this, this is your middle bar. So you want 8 bundles of the Day of the Dead and 8 bundles of your Halloween on each side of this, okay? So that way you can keep in mind how full and where to place them, okay? Okay, so we've gotten this one side. Now we're going to flip it and do the other side. Okay, so as you can see, it's very full and we still have bundles left. So if you don't think it's as full as you want it to be, you can go in and move some over and add an extra bundle. So that's why I said start off with your base and just add them as you go. And then if you think it needs some more, add some more. If you think, oh, well, I think that's plenty, I really don't need it, then you don't have to worry about it. But this is your creation and you can make it as full or as sparse as you want. I'm just gonna finish off these bundles so that way I don't have to worry about them later on. And that's another reason why we wrap it the way we wrap it, is because we want these bundles to be able to be moved. So like I said, I saved 2 bundles, one of each of the ribbons, the Day of the Dead and the Halloween. And we're just going to attach that to the top of our witch's hat, which is why we didn't glue all the way up here, so that way we can just pull it down and slide it through there and be able to attach it. So I'm going to show you. See, I just pulled it down, and then we're just going to gather our pipe cleaners and stick them through and give it a good tug and just start wrapping it. So there is the base part. Now we're going to add the roses and the hydrangeas. If you don't want to add these at this point in time, you do not have to add them. I just thought it gave it an extra flair, so it's up to you. So with the hydrangeas, they come 3 per group, and you're just going to, these scissors just keep walking away from me today. You're just going to pull them off, and we're just going to glue them going up our hat like that, okay? So now we're going to glue these down. Just put a little glue and place your hydrangea there. And you can make a pattern if you want. You can just glue them wherever, however you want to do it. So now we're going to go and cut the roses, and we're going to add them in as well as the hydrangeas, okay? And then wherever you want to stick them, put a little glue on this part, so whenever you stick them down, they stick to the ribbon themselves, okay? And you can use whatever color flowers you want if you want to use the flowers. You could even add some like little skeleton bones in there. So we will show you what this looks like hanging from the door, and then I will show you another version of this, okay? So as you can see, it's nicely hung. The legs are shown. Super cute, super easy. You can change the colors, make them however you want to your design. Okay? You can also change this to seasonal. So this is a fall design we did. Same concept, same frame. We just wrapped it with burlap and used fall colors and include some fall leaves on this. If you wanted to adapt this to Christmas, you would just go and wrap it with red velvet and use white tulle and have a Christmas Santa hat as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. So I hope you had fun making your hat for your door. Remember, you can adjust it to whatever season just by changing the colors on your tulle and your background. Just a few reminders of some upcoming events we have going on here at the library. We're going to continue to have Painting with Troy's this Thursday and next Thursday. So if you did not get registered for that, at 6:15 they do seat a first come first served basis. So if you show up at the library, there may be a chance of you getting in on the seating if somebody did not show up for their reservation. Also, we have pumpkin decorating coming up in the library. So if you want to participate in that, with a Box Springs Library card, you can come by and get a free pumpkin from the Box Springs Library. It is a limit of 1 per family. And then we will have decorating days here at the library where we will be providing supplies for you to use free, and we'll have hot glue guns, and there's different categories you can compete in. So there's a family category and a teens, adults. So all that information is upcoming on our Facebook page and on our website. So until next time, bye.